So once you have done all free calls, work people free, you've tested your offer, you've optimized it, you've created a strong version of it. How do you then launch?
So I want to say that your audience growth ads, right, the lead magnet, they now are always on. You can run them at $5 a day. If you have the right strategic freebie, that already builds up your warm list on Facebook. You can't see those people, but it's getting built up. And then for a few dollars, you have the retargeting ads already to either your free call or your community, right? And it will start. It will feel like slow in the beginning, but you also want to run minimal budget, right? But you still have like a significant lift. Now, when you're ready to launch your community where you've been reporting from the inside of working with people out, right? You then have an official launch sequence. You please have your school targeting tracking set up, right? It's super easy. It's just a plugin within school that you activate. They made it so easy. Conversion API is usually a big headache.
Yeah.
School has totally solved that problem. So set it up like right away so your pixel is always firing. Right, and every single piece of data gets recognized there.
So that is a little plugin. It's a little setting on your school community. You turn it on, and it means anyone who visits your page, it collects the data about them, and then you can use that to run ads to those people.
Exactly. So even if you're having a community, like you're in the mid-range, you're doing great from your organic content, you should get this set up. Right? Because it will, why, even if you're like doing great from your organic content, do you not have at least like a few retargeting ads running that keep hitting people with reminders, right? So that, I think that's the one thing you should be doing today is just start to track the data and get that up. Now, you have your launch email sequence, you're getting the first sales. And because your tracking is set up, Pixel will recognize those sales and it will help the algorithm to find you more buyers quicker. Now, you also have those proof that you have shared, right? And the lowest form of proof that you can share is a video walkthrough of your community classroom, right? And proof does not always need to be from others.
Right.
Proof can be, I've put in the work. I've created this. Here's what I did myself, right? So, I have sent 30 nurture emails about my weight loss journey in the last 30 days to my list. Here are the 10 takeaways, right? That in itself is already proof that I'm a consistent person, right? Yep. And so this is different forms of proof that you have shared on your page. And now we can start to pick them up with ads, right? So now we can start to set up a sales campaign. We want to optimize for purchase. And first we can have it as a retargeting campaign, but I also recommend to go with that audience from your lead magnet and start to go towards colder audiences. So now you start to run $10, $15 per day with those ads that have the proof towards colder audiences.
Right. So now we're not targeting people who are on our list. We're targeting strangers.
Retargeting strangers.
And that's when you can really prove if your offer is working.
And that's, your offer is, again, it's not your offer is working or it's not working. Your offer is already working to a certain extent, right? So I think that's really important for people because then they can also stop kind of jumping from one shiny object to another. It's like, your offer is working to a certain extent. If you're going away now, you throw away the part that you've already built, right?
Yes.
So it's really important to say now, this is the process I'm going through, right? So now I'm having the ads. Now I can actually look at my CTRL. So how many out of 100 people are stopping your scroll? More than 4%? Seems like the audience and my ad visual, they're compelling enough to stop a decent amount of scroll. So I would look for 4% plus. Then how many people are clicking through on the link click? 1.5%, then I know my messaging is somewhat on point. Now I need to look at the conversion rate on my about page, right? And so I have actually a really low conversion rate on my about page, about 2.7%, but I'm still profitable first month, right? Because
from running ads.
From running ads to cold traffic, to people who have not heard from me before, right? And there is always a certain amount of retargeting ads as well, right? But this is to cold audiences mainly. And so that's what you would then want to look at is like, okay, now from my ad, where am I with the CTRL? Is that a check? Then I can move to the next. Is that a check? I can move to the next. Then I can move to the about page. And now I just might need to optimize my about page, right? And so I can look at my video sales letter there. I can look to include proof there. I can look to include a money back guarantee there. So I can have different levers to pull. And whatever I'm doing on the about page, I'm also informing that back to my ads. So for example, the way I also optimized my sales funnels, the ones outside of school, they're at 12, sometimes 14% conversion rates, right? So insanely high. And the way I got them so high was I test different angles on the ads, call outs, bold promises if you want, right? So this is how I found monetize your personal growth journey, by the way. So that was for Coach Growth Hub, was monetize your personal growth journey. Tested angles on the ads, and the angle that worked the best, I would replicate it on the sales page. So I have messaging congruency, right? And so when I'm making tweaks, I'm just seeing, okay, what is my best angle? This is how I can get congruency. I have the best angle on the page, but then you can have multiple entry points to your offer as well. Like this is when you then look to scale, because typically the first thing that will happen when you're going to more cold audiences, you'll have maybe one winning ad, right? There's one brilliant testimonial, right? Or for me, it was the first time I was able to or willing to run ads again to school directly, to cold traffic. I had a video walkthrough of my classroom. And that worked so well because I was going and let my members know, hey, I just shared a few testimonial ads on my page. Can you go there and leave an honest opinion about the experience of working with me? And so they commented under the ads. And I think what actually sells the community is the comments under the ads, right? But
that's social proof.
That's social proof, right?
Yeah.
And it matters so much more what other people say about your program than what you say. And so when you now have built your community and you've delivered value and they've had all those people working with you for free, guess what? You can send them your ads that you've posted on your page to link and say, can you leave an honest feedback? Right? So you're not asking for anything but, hey, can you give an honest feedback? And for many people, that first kind of hacked ad, although it's not a clean A/B test, when you have a small budget, forget about that.
Yeah.
Now you have hacked your way into getting sales daily from your ads. And now your algorithm can learn, right? And eventually, yes, you'll be able to make lookalike audiences and test all of those wild angles and leverage that. Now you don't have 10 members in your group. Now you have 100 members, right? So it gets better and better and easier over time. But I recommend you create this little flywheel up for you. And the ads can really be your gasoline to the fire that allow you to shortcut.